Exciting win for us for a lot of reasons tonight. Obviously, clinches a spot in the playoffs. And when you start, we talk a lot about that, but never take it for granted. So really excited that we'll be playoff bound for the third time. Really proud of these guys that we played well in this 5 games and 10-day stretch. When we got the schedule, I was trying to appeal to the league any way I could to try to get something changed in this stretch, knowing how difficult that was going to be in August. And we summoned up, and to their credit, they had energy to shoot 47%, 35+% from the arc, one of our best foul shooting nights. When you played your 5th game in 10 days, they stayed focused. That's an impressive, gutty performance. That until someone goes through that, you don't know how tough that is, playing 5 games in 10 days, coming back from the West Coast as part of that trip. So against arguably the most athletic team in the league. So really, really proud that we got to the finish line tonight, and we held them under 40% shooting. Enrique's still with great numbers, but we made her work for him, and we really, had a lot of attention to her, and so just proud. That's an exciting win for us, considering the situation that we were in.
But there's still a long way to go. Is that when you try to impress upon them now with 7 games left?
Yeah, and one by one. And right now, the next attention is the next 48 hours on what does our recovery look like. We have 2 days off, and challenging them to rest at the same time. What does their recovery look like? Everybody is banged up. Everybody's is different. So, really challenging them in that recovery process, because when games pick back up, now it's the next tough one. It's 4 and 8. First one at home, and then another 3-game road trip, again, including the West Coast. So these few days off are as important as anything, and that's our focus right now, the 2 days off and what their recovery is going to look like. Then we'll get back in the gym. We'll have analyzed in totality these 5 games. We'll give them some film on what we did well and where we had some game slippage, and then we'll start to focus on Vegas. It wasn't that long ago that we played them. But we'll prepare now with Wilson back, and so we'll take it game by game, and one by one. Hopefully, the playoff picture becomes a little clearer.
How about the ability to step up? I know we've talked about that a lot, but Shakina did the other night. Tonight was Courtney. That's 12 points in that 4th quarter. Dallas was hanging around until Courtney got hot.
Yeah. Well, I was worried about the 4th quarter, because where were we going to get scoring from when maybe you don't have your legs? And Courtney carried us in that quarter. The players felt it, so they ran plays for her. They screamed hard for her, and she came through. And we didn't have quite the energy from Courtney the other night. So I know that she was bound and determined, and that's the competitor in her, to come back and give us that. So, again, she made, and none of those shots are easy that Courtney makes, but she was feeling good, and so we rode her through the 4th quarter, and that's what we need to do. And she was guarding at the other end. That's what maybe not be written about. She was still guarding, but scoring for us.
How important do you look at that Las Vegas game, considering the standings and everything like that, and for the future?
Yeah, it's the rubber match, obviously, so it's the tiebreaker, and it all plays a part. So every series of people that could end up in the same general place in the standings is huge. So we have the tiebreaker with Washington. It would be fantastic if we had the tiebreaker with Vegas. So it's a really big game. It'd be a great crowd, a Friday night crowd, and it'd be a very physical game, that's for sure.
Across the season, if you put a graph, on those things, third and fourth quarter, and/or really been pretty big for you guys. Times when it looks like it might dip under, like it might in previous years. like as all these guys you just mentioned have stepped up, and somebody somewhere has come in, you know, and then led you guys across the finish line.
Yeah, the third quarter's been huge for us, and again, I think it's a collection of this group's played together, Mel, and so they get to take a deep breath and talk to each other. We get to go in and talk about how they're attacking us, and we're not making major adjustments, just subtle reminders and subtle things here and there, but they get to gather themselves, take a deep breath, and those third quarters have been really good to us. I'd like the second quarter to be a little bit better for us, but the third quarter has certainly been the key to our season right now.